Thanks for tuning in. Give me a minute here. Tracy and Melissa, Blessings and Susan, good evening. It's great to see you guys. How was the sound on YouTube when I'm playing on the same channel? Is it too loud? Katani Bonnie, what's up? Cynthia, MRT1, Rachel, on Wolfgang, what's up? Karen, howdy. The notification. I'm just going live on there. Cody, what's up? Valerie and Lori, great to see you guys. Roy from Top Fan from Sarver and Stacy. Paulette, I do have legislation in to pretty much do with what you're suggesting. Next week, I think, or week after. Rachel, thanks for tuning in. Ashley, guten Abend, was gibt's Neues mit dich? Hoffentlich alles geht zusammen und gut. Adam, what's up? Yep, Susan working on that. It's pretty good legislation we have to protect your Second Amendment. Pretty good. I mean, we really have some knockout stuff. The question is, well, will it be run after battle? Okay, let's get to this here. If you can share on the Facebook page, that's pitiful. My voice is being silenced. If you could, I wanted to be able to speak freely. That's why I'm on the campaign page and not on the official government Senate page, where we have 3 times more than viewers than right now. Put my old man veteran hat on. Oh yeah, covers a couple wars that I was in. Right, looks backwards on there. Desert Storm, Iraq Part 1, and then Afghanistan. Actually, they're missing a ribbon. They should have the blue NATO ribbon right here, right there. So I guess it wouldn't fit with 6 ribbons instead of 5. Those represent medals. Kuwait Liberation Medal. I call this the defense of Saudi Arabia, but it's also liberation of Kuwait from Saudi Arabia. You can see their palm tree. Afghanistan Campaign Medal. Desert Storm. I have 3 stars. I was there for all 3 campaigns, before, during, and after. And then National Defense Medal. And there's a third one for Afghanistan. It's not on there. Which is, of course, the blue NATO one with the silver bands in it. I don't know why they didn't put that on there. That's a cool medal. Okay. Thank you, Paulette. Thank you, Jamie, for sharing. Jamie has some outstanding songs, especially the one about Rebbe and I, which was fantastic. She re-recorded it, and we have shared it. I hope we have over 1,000 views on that by now. I'll have to check. Still, just another minute here on Facebook. I hope to see us at least get to 500. We're at 402. That's funny too. Accomplished for one hat. Yeah, it cracks me up. Cheryl, top fan plus one. Cheryl, you're an amazing person and your family's awesome. Look forward to meeting your husband. She's like, what about Maxine Waters? That is inciting. Encouraging people to get in the faces of police officers in these troubled times. That's a very stupid thing to say. And, I got to be honest, on the Republican side, I haven't heard ever that kind of talk ever from any elected official. And for somebody like Maxine, who's been in politics, I guess, her entire adult life, that is incitement. That's very dangerous. Telling people to go out and do something specific. So, Jamie wants to sing at the bike rally. That would be fantastic. And we'll have to link you up afterwards on Messenger with the organizer and owner of the event. If I forget to do that, please remind me. Lynn, I don't have any vote yes signs. Cheryl says that was a great song. Jamie, good job. Adam, good to see you. I hope I don't know your wife an answer on the event in York County on the movie. Okay. And Amy's like our secret weapon out there. She's done some great work for us. Alyssa, good to see you. Howdy. Yeah, Lisa, I do agree. It looks like Maxine Waters, representative, leader in the House in Washington, D.C., is endeavoring to incite violence. I never heard, Donald Trump say any of the stuff that she said. And why did he get away with it? Right? Why does one side get away with it? Now, Dodie needs a walk as free people sign in your yard. And I guess at some of these events, we'll bring signs. And if you're able to make some of these events in the upcoming days. So we have several events across the state. Thank you, Amanda. Okay. We're going to have several events. I need to do a printout with all the dates, but we have a get out to vote push. And on the Fighting for Freedom page, which we're talking on, not even 500 live viewers yet. Dang. Please share on the Fighting for Freedom page, my Facebook Live. Please, please, please. We're being suppressed. That's the only way you can defeat Facebook. So Judy said she heard she's going to be censured. What does that mean? Well, I'll be surprised if they actually vote. They might, vote on that. Basically, it's furrowed eyebrows and don't do that again. We're really disappointed in you. You should behave better as a representative. That's what censure is, right? That's about it. Furrowed eyebrows and the finger. Don't do that. Yep, Doug. That's right. Okay. Bonnie, it's good to see you. Jamie, what's going on? Historian extraordinaire. Kathy and Lisa. Lisa White, so she'll see us next Thursday. I guess that's a movie night. Okay. So we're trying to think of ways to get the vote out. And there's people don't, a lot of folks, unlike you, you're informed and engaged, obviously, because you're taking the time to tune in when there's better things to see on TV and cable and better things to do, right? So, you know what I mean, as Uncle Joe would say. But hey, on 18 May, you get a chance to end this emergency order, and don't listen to the confusion. From the Wolf administration. Don't be confused by what you read. Vote yes on 1 and 2. 3 is a no. There's 3 it has something about equal rights, but we already have that in our Constitution. Tell me who doesn't have equal rights in the state. This won't help anything, and I'm concerned that we're being deceived on number 3. Number 4, it's a recent add-on, and I see most fire and EMS lobby groups and interest groups are advocating for that. That's fine. But 1 and 2, please be yes. 1 and 2 limit the governor's powers and puts more power in the hands of the people. 1 and 2 limits the governor's emergency powers from 90 days to 3 weeks. And then he cannot self-renew as he does now. It requires the House and Senate to say, the governor would say, okay, I want to renew the emergency. I believe requires, another 3 weeks declaration. And then it'd be up to the House and Senate to say yes or no on that. Right now, He has unilateral sole own nearly kingly powers. And if you like, with how the emergency has been conducted by the governor this past year, vote no on 1 and 2. But if you, like me, want to have your freedom back, want to walk as free people, want the mask mandates and all this other stuff to be in the hands of the people, the counties, the peoples, somebody else other than Governor Wolf and his Secretary of Health, then vote yes on 1 and 2. 3, I'm a no on it. And if my friends, if I'm wrong, please somebody explain to me why I need to be a yes. I am open-minded about that. Unlike the people on the other side, I like dialogues and discussions. Obviously, keep them free of judgments and condemnation, because easier to catch flies with honey rather than vinegar, as Benjamin Franklin would say. I'm broadcasting live from Franklin County. Got a quote from Benjamin Franklin, right? One of the most famous adopted. You know what? He was not born in Pennsylvania. He came to Pennsylvania as a teenager. So a lot of adopted sons. I'm an adopted son as well, although I do have family that goes back many years. Thinking about Jacob Hollinshead in Newtown, 103 South Main Street. The house still stands. It's a florist right now. He was a clockmaker on the English side of the family. I actually have a branched off from the English side. They're actually an Irish branch, and police officers in Philadelphia. I mean, classic. The Riley family, great laughter. Haven't seen them since before I joined the Army in the 80s. My dad was a Navy man, spent quite a bit of time at Lakehurst Naval Air Station. He did some stints, by Hatboro, Willow Grove, Johnstown as well, Naval Air Stations. But Rebby and I haven't lived anywhere steady since the 80s, obviously bouncing around the world, other than here, where I did my last tour and retired. But I moved around the country and overseas and out of the country 12 years as well, 30 years altogether active duty. And this is our home. I'm glad to be an adopted son of Pennsylvania, as many great Americans have been and are, as many of you are as well. And we love the freedom and everything this glorious state represents, from William Penn, its founder, who planted the seed of the nation. Pennsylvania is the seed of the nation of the United States of America, a holy experiment that we might do what is wise and just. And that happened within a generation of his prophecy over the state. And of course, where the light of liberty was lit in Philadelphia in 1776, and then a new birth of freedom in Gettysburg, right here, not too far from me, in my district at Gettysburg in 1863. And then, of course, Flight 93, and another adopted son of Pennsylvania, Todd Beamer from Cranberry, New Jersey, and Flight 93 on 9/11. First pushback against those wicked, evil, terrible terrorists, and to try to take the plane back, and lost their lives in doing that. And his last words after he prayed the Lord's Prayer with the operator, as he was trying to get a hold of his wife, Todd Beamer said, "Let's roll." So we are. Pennsylvania is America, and America is Pennsylvania. So anyway, got a bunch of events coming up here. So to get out the vote here, Debbie Wright has done a fantastic job last year documenting the shutdown and its effect on people. I see some people tuning in here that are featured in that film, and obviously illustrates my fight for freedom. That's a metaphor, liberals. Shakespeare used lots of metaphors back in the 1600s. It's okay. Your people use it too. I even heard Kamala Harris say "fight like hell." Is she inciting, or was that just a metaphor? It's okay. It's a metaphor. So to get out the vote, the Great Suppression film, it's about just over an hour long, will be shown around the state in various venues. I'm able to make 4 or 5 of those with Rebby. And there'll be a couple extra events where Stephanie Borowitz is speaking, and some other great Americans will be speaking. So if you can come out and see us, that'd be fantastic. I will try to bring some Walk As Free People signs to those events if you come. I will endeavor. I hope I have enough to go around, because I think I'm running low. I know I have ample numbers of the blue ones fighting for freedom. Rosemary Hain is on the ballot, Montgomery County, for Inspector of Elections in May. That's a big deal. Thanks for stepping up. Hats off to you. It's not easy running for office. One last thing here. I'm going to wrap it up. Ricky Tick. That's from, wow. Ricky Tick. A Victorian writer from England. Anyway, let's see. So keep an eye on events. And I'll be very clear on where I'm speaking so you can catch us. We do have a fundraiser planned in May. And I hope some in the middle of the month, I hope some of you can make it out to that, in the morning. Trying to get a big deal speaker to come out and it'd be a treat to meet this person if they can come out. So I just sent the guy a text. All right, good. Gil is running for judge of elections in Allentown. We have a new generation of leaders. You guys are not standing aside. You see the shenanigans and the fraud and the mismanagement and the abuse. And instead of throwing up your hands in capitulation, I quit, I'm not going to vote again. You say, you know what? My country needs me. And you guys are stepping forth for such a time as this. And I am proud of you. As a honorably retired U.S. Army colonel, 30 years active duty, this gives me hope. I laid it on a line like all the veterans have and did. Okay, Debbie Wright is tuning in here. Debbie, if there's any copy and paste for me to read off while we're live here, I'll probably tune off about 5 minutes. So Debbie Wright's on the Facebook page, and she did a great movie. It's absolutely superb. It's up for many awards in Nice, France, in the movie Fest in France. And that is fantastic. And she captures what happened last year. And it serves as a stark reminder why you need to vote. Please, I don't want to sound too strong. Please, you need to vote yes on 1 and 2. So this doesn't, what we see in the Great Suppression movie, doesn't happen again in Pennsylvania. Wendy Becker, top fan. Doug, you inspired us. Well, thank you. God is good. Linda, what's up? Cousin by marriage. Pagan, top fan +1. She's been a blessing to a lot of people. And she says, pressing forward instead of giving up or giving in. Yes, thank you. Lisa White is in the fight. That's metaphor, liberals. I'll be voting for the 2nd time ever in May. Isn't that fantastic? And you're not quitting. You're staying engaged. Anyala at Mrs. Ash. I can say that right. She goes, don't miss these events. They're going to be the best. Thank you. Yes, we'll have one in Franklin County. We have one up in Newfoundland on 15 May in the evening, up in the Northeast. One in York County. Debbie, please help me with the dates. I need to have them handy. Leah, what's up? Top fan. Liz Deal. Liz is the real deal, and she is a great supporter and friend of ours. And she's running for judge of elections in Bucks County, and was written into empty seat. Now that is, thank you, Liz, for that. And I can't remember everybody, so if you can remind me, I'm sure I missed some. Anyway, Karen Ann, top fan. We'll be there at the May event. So that'll be a fundraiser in the middle of the month. Trying to get a VIP in from the Trump team. If not, you'll be stuck with me and Reb. So I hope it works out. Marcus, it's good to see you. Thank you for having me. Speak today at your event to loosen up restrictions so that fire and EMS can do online raffles and what have you. Ashley, who grew up in Nuremberg, Germany, when I was stationed there with her dad with the cavalry. She says I'd crawl in the snow to vote. That is fantastic. And what your dad and myself defended in those days during the Cold War in Germany and West Germany, we're proud of you to say that. Susan, look for Walk As Free People sign. I will try to bring those to these events, but I haven't ordered any more, so I'm sure I'm going to run out pretty quick. Robin Lynn, a friend from college, top fan, a great American, wants to know who's running in Bucks County. So one last thing here. Kathy still has her Walk with Free People. Pagan has volunteered to help if needed. Support you, Doug. 100%. Thank you. Leslie says the film is great and she did a fantastic job. Yes, she did. Jamie says you're the VIP. We'll be there. That's awesome. You know, at that event, I can guarantee you we'll let you sing. So, Angela, you're fantastic. Okay. Anyway, so final thought. Rachel agrees. That's great. Final thought is that yes, lots of fundraisers are coming out. We'll do an in-person one, probably be a barbecue in the middle of May. Looks like from 11 to 1. Be real informal, and obviously it's designed to help us grow our campaign chest. We got a long way to go. We've met some goals, but I'm still way below where I need to be, and we're still praying. Okay, this is not exploratory for governor, and I don't even know what that means. Exploratory. I think that's a cover for people in politics to try to raise money, you know, as a shield. Uh, we're asking for your support. If you're living from paycheck to paycheck, don't give me anything other than your time and maybe prayers to God for us. If you don't sacrifice food for it. I had one person write me talking, you know, say, hey, you know, I think she gave a couple bucks and hey, I wish it could be more. You know, it's kind of like, you know, the widow's mite kind of thing. It's like, no, please, no. If you have some excess after you pay your bills and take care of your family and your obligations and all that, pray about what God give you. But a couple times a month, those on my email distribution, you get, you know, you get a little pithy thing on, you know, here's Doug Mastriano fighting for you, and please help our campaign. You know, this recent one was, man, it had something to do with voter integrity. If you're already given and you know, and you're happy where you are, it's all good. And just delete it and say a prayer for us. But if God puts on your heart to donate to us, thank you. Here's the deal: if we run for governor, obviously that money will be used. It's a big state, and it takes a lot of money. I don't buy, you know, what the consultants tell me what we're going to need. You know, tens of millions of dollars. We have something special. We have people in all 67 counties across the state are asking Rebbe and I to get into this. Unlike all the other listed candidates who have ambition to do it, and you have to judge whether it's heartfelt or there's another reason. I can't judge that. I can't see their hearts. But when this person told me this, Doug, what's different about you is you don't have the ambition to do this. You're doing this because people are calling you to do this. You know, more importantly, we have to hear God's call. But I think that is a key distinction. You see people rising up now, throwing money around, you know, saying all the right things, but where have they been the past year? What have they done for us the past year? I got to tell you, wasn't a lonely year this past year, and Debbie Wright's movie, The Great Suppression, captures the essence of that. And so, where have they been? Why have they laid low until now? They want your vote and want to run for office, while the rest of us here were suffering under the edicts, the erratic behavior of the Wolf administration, and the failed, destructive, and deadly policies of Secretary of State Levine. Where were they? Why didn't they show up on the steps of the Capitol when I was the first senator to call for Levine's resignation? About 200 of you were there with me. You know, where were they in all the reopen movements and the freedom rallies? Where were they when we needed the state to reopen? Where were they when 836 was being run? Where were they during the election, the fraud debate? Where were they during my hearing? How did they help us to try to get in voter integrity? How did they help you to try to get your business back open? What have they done for you? And so I'm asking you, and if you have influence with people, because right now there's a lot of candidates that are going to jump in the next couple of months, and I'm not going to be one of these jumping in early, and so they're going to try to get you to commit. Don't commit to these people, and ask your leadership in the counties not to commit. Wait, stop settling for Toomey's and McCain's and Romney's. You know, we're told they're the most electable. What good are they to us? What have they done to help you reopen our country or state? So why do we settle as Republicans? In 2016, we were done settling for the establishment. We were told Jeb Bush was the man, and the people of the nation said no, he's not. We're not going to have, another legacy family, not three generations, but several generations of Bushes running the country. We already had, two, and that was enough. And didn't deliver much for us other than getting us into a couple wars. I fought in a couple of those wars, by the way. And so let's stop listening to the rhino liars. Let's stop listening to the establishment. When you hear coming out of the mouths, there's at least one of these candidates running around, the guy has zero chance of winning. And it's not the young buck who's absolutely living in an alternate reality. It's somebody who should know better, but running around, Mastriano is too conservative. And can he raise money? I mean, that kind of talk gets us Romney. That kind of talk gets us McCain. That kind of talk gets you to me. So please don't tolerate that. Please speak truth. Say that is a lie. Trump would be too conservative for Pennsylvania in 2016, and he won it overwhelmingly. So be patient. And as we make our appeals, if you can kick in something to the campaign, financially, please do. If you want to volunteer, we'll get you on the list. I'm still working on that. But when we go, we will have a big event. We will have a huge event. We'll have some important people there speaking before me, and we'll do a proper announcement. And it won't be, a press release. It won't be at some small rally or at a fest. It'll be a big event because it's going to be open up to those of you who've been with Rebby and I for the past year, and you've been with us through the storm, through the lies, through the attacks, and you've stayed with us. Loyalty is the number one attribute. It's the most important attribute for Doug Mastriano. Having served in the Army for 30 years on active duty every day wearing a uniform, that's a bit of hyperbole. It's obviously not, you don't work every day, but most days, wearing the nation's uniform. And the best soldiers that I had work for me, and at times I had airmen, sailors and Marines as well, and coasties and civilians. But the best attribute that I could find is loyalty. That they don't forget who you are, what you've done for them, and they stick with you through thick and thin. Loyalty is in short supply these days, and you know what I mean. And it's really heartbreaking when folks, you move heaven and earth to support them. You fight by their sides. You get open doors. You lend your voice to their cause, and then when other opportunities come your way, you're quickly forgotten. And I forgotten would be better. But then, of course, castigated and attacked it's really disconcerting. Freedom Press, loyalty and honor. So one of the World War One German regiments that goes back to the 1600s, the Württembergers out of Southwest Germany, based out of Stuttgart. In this regiment in particular is Ulm. But the motto in Baden-Württemberg back in the Kingdom days before 1918 is "Furchtlos und treu," fearless and true. Really, it's like my translation of it would be really, fearless and true, and that like defines the sort of loyalty that we all strive for. We're not perfect. We'll make mistakes, but please continue to keep Rebby and I in your prayers. It's one thing when you're attacked by the left-wing media and by the Democrats. It's another thing altogether, though, when folks that you've fought by their side turn on you. So we'll say a prayer for them as well. We're praying a blessing over each of those, that God will bless them in their endeavors, but more importantly, that God will bless each of you and your families. Thank you for being there for us. You mean so much to us. And I'm just making sure I didn't miss any of that Bright wrote anything here. You know what I mean? Just bear with me one second. I'll be off in 5 minutes and less. Kelly Morgan, what's up? Integrity and loyalty is most important. I agree. I don't think Debbie, right? Debbie, are you still there? Anything you want me to read? I should be better prepared. We were in session today. We moved 2 bills, really 3. Teresa Coppola, I got to read this. And I did predict this some months ago, so thank you. You called it so long ago. You warned us that they'd all come crawling out of the shadows looking for votes now when they've not been fighting with us all year long. Yep. So when I'm on stage with all these other guys, I don't know of any females running for governor. Do I say that? Do I call them out? They didn't do one thing. Crickets from them. Only stood up. Only you stood up, including our Fed reps, Karen Ann. Okay, so I guess that's it. Thank you, my friends. Hang in there. Praying a blessing over each of you in Jesus' name. Terry, welcome from Western PA. We will be headed out that direction. I got an event up in Clarion. I got something at Newfoundland. Obviously, Franklin County, in York County, over by Hanover. Paulette, I lost respect for elected officials who went dark when we needed them most last year now. So anyway, thank you, my friends. That's that. Talk to you tomorrow. We're in session again. Some people are asking me to discuss a certain topic. We're just praying a blessing. I'm not going to speak ill about my friends over there. And the one friend here says the battle belongs to the Lord. You've done nothing wrong. You fought hard for a state, and we're blessed to have you. Thank you. And I'm not going to wade into that. I'm gonna, as Rebbe did on her live hour and a half ago, I'm praying a blessing over them as well, and that the truth will prevail. So that's that. Yeah, many of you have been with me for over a year now, and you know the truth. You know it. It's as clear as sunlight. I know some know us less as well, but I think you can judge our character. I am a sinner saved by the blood of Jesus Christ, and I stand before you with my flaws and warts and all, forgiven and loved by the Lord as He loves you, and trying to do the right thing as each of you do. And I can look myself in the mirror, saying that this is a metaphor, lefties, that I fought the good fight, quoting from St. Paul, who fought peacefully, advancing the gospel peacefully. God's exposing the true intentions of those around you. It is heartbreaking to watch that. And Brandy says Trump is on hand tonight. Well, I better let you guys go so you can get ready. That's in 30 minutes then. We got to hear what he says. Love 45. Praying a blessing on Donald Trump, that he will be encouraged, that these corruptions and failures and breakdowns in our voting in Pennsylvania will be corrected, that we will have a vision and a plan in the state Senate and in the House to do the right thing for the people and make sure what happened in last November doesn't happen again. Thank you. God bless you guys. Still got my old man hat on.